I have personally made tens of thousands of dollars selling ebooks online, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Absolutely anyone can do this. You don't need to be a graphic designer, a writer, or really an expert at anything. I'll show you how to come up with a profitable ebook topic, create your ebook from start to finish, and sell it online, even if you're starting with no audience. We're going to use beautiful pre-made templates from one of my favorite platforms, Kittl, which you can try out entirely for free using the link below. Give this video a like if you are excited, and let's dive right in. To come up with your ebook topic, the first step is to brain dump all the ideas you already have in your head. Every ebook has to provide some sort of transformation for the customer. It has to either solve a problem they're currently struggling with or help them meet a specific goal that they're after. And the easiest and best way to do this is to think about what problems you have solved for yourself or for someone else. This can literally be anything, and you don't have to overthink it. For example, if you figured out how to grow on Instagram without paid ads, you can write an ebook about organic Instagram growth. If you've developed strategies to handle toddler tantrums, you could share a parenting ebook on managing meltdowns with ease. I'm going to need that ebook. Or if you've mastered meal prepping on a budget, you could create a guide on affordable meal planning. The ideas are endless here. So open up a Google Doc or grab a notebook and jot down everything you think you could write an ebook about. So here are some of my examples based on my experience. I could write an ebook about how to get clients as a freelance graphic designer, how to start a YouTube channel, or 20 time-saving strategies to grow your side hustle while working full-time. If you need help brainstorming ideas, you can write out a part of your story or what you're experienced in, and ask ChatGPT to help you come up with ebook topics. So here is my example, and you can screenshot this so you can use a similar prompt. I described my experience as a freelance graphic designer, and I asked it to give me 10 profitable ebook topics that I could create. And what I loved about this exercise is that it came up with ideas that I didn't even consider, like how to design logos that stand out, the wedding stationery business blueprint, and word-of-mouth marketing for freelancers. I actually loved this one, build a design portfolio that attracts clients. So I'm gonna go ahead with that idea. Copy and paste the one you really like into your Google Doc, and you can play around with the title if you want to. Keep in mind, you only want to focus on one topic because you want to make the transformation for your customers as clear and efficient as possible. Once you have an idea of your ebook topic, the next step is to validate that it's actually profitable. So you'll need to do a little market research here. There are a few ways I like to do this. First, you can go onto Google and type out your topic idea, select shopping, and browse through to see if you can find similar books or even courses around the same topic. So as I researched my idea, I found quite a few ebooks on this topic and also some courses in Udemy, which tells me that there's a lot of potential for my ebook if I decide to create it. Another way is to research content creators in the same niche that your ebook would fall under and see what products they offer. So I'll give a different example. Let's say you want to be in the parenting niche. You can go onto YouTube or Instagram and find accounts that are creating content around parenting. Here's one account I absolutely love. Eat, Play, Say is a baby and toddler expert. And after browsing through her links and her website, I stumbled upon a few digital handbooks that she sells, like the Infant Playbook, which is a guide to helping babies meet their milestones in their first year. And she sells it for $38. She also offers many other ebooks that you could browse through to validate your own ideas or even get inspiration on new ones. If you're finding this video helpful so far, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments below what topic you're thinking of writing your ebook on. Now that you have validated your ebook topic, it's time to create the content and put it all together. So start by outlining your ebook in Google Docs by writing out the chapters you want to cover, and then break it down further into all the necessary steps. To ensure that your ebook is actually valuable and helps your customers with their pain points, I recommend joining Facebook groups within your niche and browsing through questions people are constantly asking and current struggles that they're sharing. You can also search your topic on YouTube and browse through the questions and comments that come up frequently. For example, if I find a YouTube video on graphic design portfolio tips, I can go through the comments to look for common questions. These questions can inspire ideas that I could brainstorm and answer in my ebook. And anytime you're experiencing writer's block, you can ask ChatGPT for assistance. So for example, I asked ChatGPT to help me craft 5 to 10 chapters that I could include in my ebook. And if there are chapters and steps that you feel are super relevant to your topic and your personal experience, you can add them to your Google Doc, rename them if you want to, and start building out the points you want to make. I like to just freely type out my tips, and then I'll copy and paste my paragraphs into ChatGPT to check for any grammatical errors or if I want help rewording certain sentences. Okay, once you're done, it's time to transfer this information into your ebook. And we're gonna be using Kindle for this. If you've been following my channel for a while, you might already know that I absolutely love Kindle because of all the advanced features it has, and yet it's super beginner friendly. You can try it out entirely for free using the link in the description box below. And I've partnered with them in this video to give you guys 25% off any paid subscription if you choose to go with one. Just use code SandraYT at checkout. Once you've signed up, you can go to templates on the left side and you can select marketing, social, branding templates. You can even go to new project on the top right if you just want a blank artboard to work with. I'm actually gonna go to the search bar and type in ebook and just browse through all the different styles and see what aesthetic you gravitate towards. What I love is that all of these templates are created by really talented creators and graphic designers, but all of them are fully customizable. You can change up the colors, the fonts, the graphics, everything. I actually saw one that I really like. So I like this one. I'm gonna select it and I'm gonna customize it for my ebook. So this one has 10 different beautiful pages that we can work with. You'll see the toolbar on the left side where you can add your text, you can add elements, you can use their image library, and you can upload your own images if you want to add them to your ebook. The first thing I like to do is I like to reorder some of these pages depending on how I want to structure my ebook. So first I'm going to delete this thumbnail page because we don't need it. And for this demonstration, I'm just going to focus on a few pages. So I like where the ebook cover is. I'm going to keep the table of contents, and then I'm just going to reorder a couple of these. So if you want to move things around, just select the artboard, hit Shift, and then just kind of drag it over. So I'm gonna have the introduction over here because I like to start my ebooks with kind of like my journey. So a little bit about me. So let's put that there. I'm gonna move chapter cover here, and then I'm gonna rename these. So you can double click on chapter cover, and I just like to stay organized. So this is gonna be chapter 1, and then this is going to be chapter 1, section 1. And as you move things around, just go into your layers and make sure that all the artboards are in the right order. So I've got my book cover, table of contents. Let's move the introduction down. Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and start customizing our book cover. The great part is you've already done all the hard work by outlining all the information in your Google Doc. So you can just go ahead and start copying and pasting all the information into your ebook. So let's go into my Google Doc, and I'm just going to copy this text over. At any point, if you want to customize the text, you can just select it and change up any of the settings like the fonts, the size, the colors. I like it the way it is. I'm just changing up the size a little bit. And then of course, remove any elements that you don't need. Also, you'll notice sometimes that the text is grouped together. So just click on more options here and ungroup if you want to be able to move some of these lines separately. Okay, so I went ahead and just changed up the text up here. Like I mentioned earlier, you can upload your own images into your ebook, or you can use their image library. So I'm gonna go into images and just type in graphic designer and see what I can come up with. I actually like the first image here. So I'm gonna replace this one. So select your image and click release mask. Then I can remove that, and then let's drag this into my mask. So that looks really good. I like the other one, so I'm just gonna leave it as is, but of course you can change up all the images if you want to. And like I mentioned, all the colors are also customizable. So for example, if I wanna change this element, I could just select it, and I can start playing around with different colors if I want to. Okay, so that's good for my book cover. Moving on to the table of contents, I'm just going to copy and paste all of my chapter titles in here. And I'm actually going to change chapter 1 to intro. Okay, that looks really good. I was playing around a little bit with the background color, but again, I just absolutely love this template so much. So I'm just gonna leave everything as is, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the introduction. So just a little bit about myself. So I already wrote down a little bit of my journey in my Google Doc. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this in. So I'm gonna add an image of myself here. The first thing I'm gonna do is go to Elements, and then under Masks, I'm gonna select the circle, let's make it smaller, bring it over here, and I've already uploaded an image of myself. So let's go to Uploads. If you need to upload anything, just select Upload. So I'm gonna select this image, and then let's zoom in a little bit. So double click on your image, and then just make it a little bit larger. This is obviously optional. You don't have to include an image of yourself. I just like to make it a little more personal. Okay, so now I'm gonna change this to chapter 1, and I would just duplicate this page for as many chapters as I have. So to duplicate the page, you can just select the artboard and then hit duplicate, and it will appear right over here. You can also add other artboards. So you can select artboard here, and you can choose the size that you want. You can go into settings and choose the size. The great thing about this is if you also want social media graphics to promote your ebook and you want to make sure that everything looks cohesive, you can have everything in one place. So you could create square or vertical graphics for Instagram and make sure that the branding is cohesive. Okay, so I'm gonna follow all the steps that I've just showed you to complete my first 5 pages. As you work through the pages, and if you wanna change the format of any of them or add in your own text and elements to brand new artboards, you can just go ahead and remove anything you don't like, go into text, and then select paragraphs, and then you can just select any of the formats that you like. So let's say I like this one, I can just go ahead and customize this on this page. Then you can go into elements and then just browse through their shapes, their ornaments, their illustrations. These are all completely free to use, so browse through them and just see what you would like to add into your ebook. So all I've done is just move some text around and then obviously copied and pasted my information into here. I changed up a couple of the images, and I just like to include in the header where people are in the ebook. So for example, I put in chapter 1, section 1, and then I'll have a bunch of pages for section 1, for example. Now, a lot of people ask me, how many pages should I have in my ebook? I've sold ebooks that were 25 pages long, and I've sold ebooks that were 60 pages long. It really doesn't matter. It just has to be as short or long that it needs to be to help your customer reach the transformation that you're intending. So assuming that I have already created all of my pages here, of course, I'm not gonna go page by page because this tutorial will be very long. I'm gonna go to export on the top right, and then let's select PDF. I'm gonna hit optimize quality. And this is something I absolutely love about Kindle. You can actually control the resolution. So I'm gonna select 300 DPI in case someone wants to print this out. And then you can hit export. I do wanna offer a pro tip for the last page of your ebook. Make sure you have a very strong call to action, like following you on social media, checking out another paid product you have to offer, or booking a call with you, for example, if you offer coaching services. The reason is because since they've already purchased a product from you, they're already warmed up to your brand and they're most likely interested in what else you have to offer. Now that you have your ebook all done, you're probably wondering, how do I actually get this into the hands of my potential customers? First, you'll need to choose the platform to publish your ebook on. And there are many options you can go with here. There's Payhip, Gumroad, Teachable, Stan Store, Etsy, or your own website, of course. I'll actually be showing how to upload your ebook on PayHip in a later video, which I will link down below once that's ready. But for now, since everyone is going to have different preferences on which platform to use, you'll just need to do a little bit of research to figure out what works best for you. You can watch step-by-step tutorials on YouTube walking you through the platform you choose. But again, I will be providing a full walkthrough in another video very soon. Once your ebook is published, you'll need to choose a social media platform like Instagram, where you can create valuable content around your niche to build your audience before you ask anyone to check out your ebook. I learned this one concept in marketing years ago, and it just really stuck with me. You wouldn't ask someone to marry you on the first date. So you wouldn't just jump on Instagram and promote your ebook right away, because no one is going to buy it. You need to build trust with your audience by providing value so they can warm up to you and your brand before they're ready to even hear about your offer. So for example, if your ebook is on the topic of meal prepping on a budget, you could create an Instagram reel showing yourself grocery shopping and titling it "A Simple Meal Prep Grocery List on a Budget." Or you could show yourself cooking in the kitchen and title it "3 Simple Budget-Friendly Meal Prep Recipes." Add a call to action saying, "If you love these recipes, check out the full ebook for more ideas from the link in my bio." The more consistent and valuable your content is, the more your audience will grow, and therefore the more ebook sales you'll eventually make. Make sure to check out Kittl entirely for free using the link in the description box below, and use code SandraYT for 25% off any paid plan you choose. I absolutely love their platform, and I've been personally using it for years. You can start brainstorming and drafting your ebook right away. And if you need more assistance with your marketing strategy for selling your ebook, you can check out this video next, so I'll see you there.